What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Prize Picks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down. I'm going to give you guys two picks to win some money over here on Prize Picks in the MLB tonight. We are currently on a 15-7 run, hitting at a 68.18% winning percentage. Looking to keep it going on this one. Have decided that the runs are going to now be 65% or above. If I'm keeping that winning percentage above 65%, if you were to run only two mans, that should give you a 27% ROI return on investment. I got the numbers pulled up here. Which I would encourage you to do 5 and 6 mans only, but I talked about it in the last video. I want to hold myself to a high standard for these videos. Being that I'm giving out two picks, I want that to be a high enough winning percentage to where you'd be profiting a large margin if you're tailing these picks. And that's the number that's going to be that 65% win rate would give you a 27% ROI running strictly 2 mans. If you were to run strictly 6 mans, that would bump up to a 150% ROI, by the way, which I would encourage you to run all 5 and 6 mans on Prizepicks as it's optimal. I do teach that in the premium content packages. We do have NFL coming up here soon. Going to continue to grind on the MLB, but NFL will be here soon. If you're looking to get access to every single one of my picks for all sports and all apps that I cover, the VIP member package is going to be where it's at. That's going to be linked below in the description. It is patreon.com. That's going to give you access to the Discord with all of my tickets as soon as I place them for all apps, including Prizepicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Parlay Play, Thrive Fantasy, etc. I will have the lower tier packages for both college football and NFL launch here soon. College football, I released picks for the VIP for week 1, still getting those systems up and going, but I will have all the lower tier packages going for this week. We have week 1 NFL, week 2 college football. It's finally that time of year. I know a bunch of people love it. So, but anyways, in the meantime, looking to keep the streak going here on these MLB videos. If you enjoy it, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It is free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does really help me out. I'll be helping you guys out with these videos for free all MLB season long. You can use the promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 when you sign up for Prize Picks today. We have 2 picks for you here. Beautiful slate. Some really good opportunities to attack. So let's talk about it. I'll go game by game. As I always do, in the first game that I would like to discuss is going to be the Seattle Mariners taking on the Cincinnati Reds. The Seattle Mariners coming in with a massive 5.48 implied run total, and they have a fantastic talent in their lineup in a guy in Julio Rodriguez, so you might have heard it before. He's been on an absolute tear as of late, and he is an absolute fantasy score cheat code on Prizepicks. He gets to take on Connor Phillips, who's a young kid making his debut, top prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. Looking at his numbers across the board in AAA, they've been less than impressive, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, especially when you're making the leap to the MLB. He's currently rocking a 4.69 ERA in the AAA. So obviously, AAA not quite as talented as MLB hitters. If you're rocking a 4.69 ERA in the AAA, it's probably not going to go too well when you go up. Looking at his advanced stats, we're looking at about a 24.2% K rate, 16.9% walk rate. So it's like an average K rate. He's got a walk issue. He's got a pretty bad ERA. I expect there to be a lot of action on the bases here tonight for the Seattle Mariners, who once again have a 5.49 implied run total from Vegas. And when we're looking at the numbers for Julio Rodriguez over the last 30 days, like I said, absolutely in fuego, man. This guy's rocking a 293 ISO, 475 WOBA, only a 15% K rate versus right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. And then when you look at the Cincinnati Reds bullpen, they have the second worst bullpen in the entire MLB with a 4.78 xFIP. The only bullpen that's worse than them is the Oakland Athletics. So not only does he get to face a young kid that's coming up from AAA to make his debut, who's really hasn't been that great in AAA, he's on the road. He gets the guaranteed top of the 9th inning at bats, and he's in Cincinnati, which is the Great American Small Park, as I like to call it, Great American Ballpark. You can see very friendly for home runs. It's a small ballpark. The weather's fantastic here. We're looking at 87 degrees. Everything kind of lining up for him here. And the entire Seattle lineup's starting to heat up, which is always something I like to look at. You know, obviously, if the hitters around you are hitting well as well, it's going to be a lot of threat, a lot of moving the lineup up and down. Expect the Mariners to have a great night here at the Dish, and it all starts with Julio. And the last thing is his stolen base upside. I'm glad I didn't forget that. Number 6 in the entire MLB, 36 stolen bases. Guy's an absolute fantasy beast as far as the Prizepicks fantasy scoring format. For those of you that don't know how the fantasy scoring format works, I mean, you can't ask for much more out of Julio to contribute in the fantasy scoring department. 3 points for every single, 5 for every double, 8 for every triple, 10 for every home run, 2 for every run, 2 for every RBI, 2 for base on balls, 2 for hit by pitch, and 5 for those stolen bases. It's something I've been talking about all year long, something I've been targeting all year long. With the pitch clock, stolen base numbers have been way up across the league this year. The stolen base points are huge for the hitter fantasy score department if you're targeting overs on Prizepicks. So always try to get guys with stolen base upside if at all possible in the fantasy scoring department. it can go a certainly long way. If he gets walked, that's 2 fantasy points. Steal second, that's 5. That's going to bump you up to 7. Scores a run, boom. He's already at 9 fantasy points, so it can add up quick. Obviously, not to mention all the other things Julio can do as far as his power and all the stuff we discussed. But pick number 1, we are going with Julio Rodriguez's fantasy score. It's at 9.0 even. He has cleared this in 3 of the last 5. And expect him to just go off tonight, honestly, in this game environment. Like I said, young kid making his debut, bad bullpen, great hitting environment, guaranteed top of the 9th inning at bats. You can't ask for much more than this spot. So pick number 1. Going the over 9.0 hitter fantasy score here for Julio Rodriguez. I think I broke it down pretty clearly. Young kid making his debut. Hasn't had the greatest of numbers. The Reds' bullpen's bad. The hitting environment's fantastic. Everything's lining up here for Julio tonight. Not to mention he is red hot lately. So that'll be pick number 1 here. And then pick number 2. Got another guy that's an absolute fantasy score cheat code. And the stolen base department, the power department, all the above in a fantastic spot here tonight. Who am I talking about? We will pull him up right now in this Atlanta Braves lineup. That comes in with a 6.16 implied run total here tonight. Taking on Miles Mikolas, who has been very underwhelming as of late. Pulling up his numbers as far as how he has been faring. Miles Mikolas over the last 30 days only has an 11.1% carry to lefties, only a 16.9% carry to righties. He doesn't walk people. The ball's going to be in the zone a lot with a 3.2% walk rate to lefties, 7.7% walk rate to righties. And then you look at the numbers, a lot of hard contact, giving up 207 ISO, 390 WOBA versus those right-handed hitters here over the last 30 days. So he's been in the zone a lot. He's not walking guys, and he's giving up a lot of hard contact. That is a fantastic recipe here tonight for Ronald Acuna Jr. at the top of this Braves lineup that's absolutely stacked up and down. They're going to put up a lot of runs here tonight is my anticipation. Ronald Acuna Jr. setting records. First guy, I forget the exact numbers, but there's a certain number of stolen bases and home runs. He's the first guy to ever do it. He's got 63 stolen bases on the season. Guy is just, once again, an absolute fantasy hitter fantasy score cheat code on Prizepicks, like we talked about with Julio Rodriguez. He's hitting in that one spot. Expect the lineup to turn over. The only knock on him, I guess you could say, is that it's at home, so he doesn't get the guaranteed top of the 9th. But I like this Atlanta Braves hitting environment, 85 degrees. You pull up the diagram as far as how Atlanta plays. It doesn't look the friendliest when we're looking at the chart, but I mean, it plays pretty friendly overall. We're talking about pretty good for doubles, triples in the gap to left field for those right-handed hitters. Only thing that's really lacking a little bit is the home runs with the dimensions. However, the warm weather can oftentimes make up for that. The humidity, the ball's going to carry more. And just talked about Ronald Acuna's numbers. 264 ISO over the last 30 days versus righties. That type of power, you can hit the ball out of any ballpark. So, stolen base upside. We talked about the power. Guy can get you there in a lot of ways. Like we talked about with Julio Rodriguez. Really like these two guys here tonight. Ronald Acuna's cleared this in 3 of the last 5. Not to mention he's been facing the Dodgers, who have a pretty great pitching staff over here over the last few days. So taking on Miles Mikolas is going to be a much easier matchup than what he's been facing as of late. 10 hitter fantasy score. Once again, if he wants to walk, if he hits a single, gets on base, steals second, that's an automatic 8 hitter fantasy score. We know he does that quite often. I mean, if the guy hits a single, steals second, and then scores, he literally pushes his first time through the order. And we've seen Ronald do that a lot. Not to mention, I think the power's up there. All those things we talked about. Miles Mikolas throwing the ball in the zone a lot. Wouldn't hurt our feelings if he wants to come up and hit a leadoff home run for us, right? Why not? But pick number 2, we're going with the over 10.0 hitter fantasy score here for Ronald Acuna Jr., and that will be my 2 picks. To get you winning some money over on Prizepicks in the MLB tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Once again, the premium content package is going to be where it's at. If you want to get access to all my picks, all tickets that I place as soon as I do is in the VIP member package. If you're looking to get access to my core plays for a single sport and a single app, I do offer those for Prizepicks and Underdog Fantasy. For instance, if you just want a list of plays for the NFL, once all my research is done, the only thing that's a little bit of a knock on that is you don't get the instant alerts because bumps do occur, all that fun stuff. But it's a lower tier package for those that aren't looking to spend the money of the $49.99. I want to have an option where you can get access to all the plays but not have to spend as much if you so choose. $49.99 a month is equating to $1.66 a day. It's going to be well worth it. College football, NFL, MLB, NBA soon. You're going to get access to every single one of those all at once. So check it out if you're interested. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks MLB player props tonight. And we will see you in the next one.